literary luminaries, and welcome back to another Tuesday Talks. I finally have my voice back. Woo! Today's Tuesday Talks topic is, do you read strictly for enjoyment? And I will be honest, the first time I looked at this, I was a little confused as to why this was a question. But thinking about it a little more makes a little bit more sense, because at first I was like, well, but why would you read not for enjoyment? What would that be? And it occurs to me that, like, anyone who reads a book for school, anyone who reads a book, because they're being paid to, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of situations in which that you might be reading a book and it's not just because you picked it up off the bookshelf at Barnes & Noble or what have you and said, ooh, I want to read that one. Even the books that I review, like that people, I guess, solicit me, that sounds awful, to review on my site, I still read them because they sound interesting and I think that I would enjoy them. I don't take every book, I have too many books on my TBR to do that, as I've said numerous times before. And so even in the books that I have to read, I don't have to, I am choosing to do such. And I think this goes back a lot with last week's topic in the, is there a certain amount of time you give a book before you give up on it? And that's where it shifts for me. And I actually mentioned that last week, that there's been at least one book and probably a few more that if I wasn't reading them to do a review, if I wasn't reading them because, someone had asked me to or what have you, I would not have finished the book. And there is one book that I was supposed to read for someone, and I still was like, can't do it, sorry. Yeah. And that's where it becomes, I'm not reading for enjoyment, I'm reading because it's my job. But yeah, absolutely, for the most part, I completely read strictly for enjoyment. That's what reading has always been for me. I love reading, I love books, I love stories, I love all of it. And reading for enjoyment is part of how I, as an introvert, get some of my energy back. Because that focusing on the concept of an introvert as someone who, if an extrovert is someone that gets like really jazzed up and energized by being at like a party, a large group of people, that sort of thing. An introvert is someone who that kind of situation just absolutely tires them out and they need to go back and sit by themselves for a while to sort of recharge and be able to continue on with their life as normal. That's very much me, and reading helps me do that, because if I'm completely immersed into a book and I'm in that world and I'm completely, that's where I am right then, I'm not thinking about me on the outside, how tired I am, what I have to do, I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm just focusing on the book, which gives the rest of my brain and body and self the time that I need to calm down and relax and be good again. But yeah, absolutely. I read strictly for enjoyment. I love it. I try not to read things that I don't think I would enjoy. And for the most part, I've done pretty well in that. But again, I read books in school that I did not necessarily like. Gatsby. But again, I don't know. It's still a weird concept to me. Like, now I understand what reading not for enjoyment would look like, but I don't understand why someone necessarily would do that. So that's where I'm going to turn to you for this video. I would love to know, do you read strictly for enjoyment? And if you don't, please explain to me what that means. Because I'm really kind of struggling with this one, but I'd like to know. And as always, I love to hear from you all. So let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. You can also find me on Twitter at @KRyanFrey as usual. If you like the video, please sure to give it a thumbs up. It is very much appreciated. And hey, if you're new around here, why not subscribe? YouTube will very kindly tell you anytime that I put up a new video, and it should always be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But until next time, I shall bid you adieu. And I will see you all again on Thursday for a Top 5 Thursday. even the books that I review, like the books that I write, whoops. I should see if the new topics are up. Ooh.